Morning, Donnie Walker. Got my Ricky Rudd hat on today. Found it in a box of hats that I have. Number 10, just like Donnie Walker. I got this hat when I was in Charlotte, North Carolina years ago when I raced in a World Cup race there. And yeah, it was an awesome race at Charlotte Speedway. I finished the top Canadian. Never won the race, of course. I was like, I don't know, 28th or something, but doesn't matter. ASN sponsored me and I represented Canada in Japan. Was very honored to go to the Ayrton Senna Memorial Race in '96. There's me. Man, I was a skinny little bugger and young then, eh? 96. Most of you guys racing weren't even born then. So I'm just doing this L206 motor of a friend of mine's. I got the proper New Way seat cutters, which I've just done these ones with a 45-degree angle. And then I finished it off with a 30-degree angle. So I use this machinist bluing here on a Q-tip. I put it on the seat to make sure that it's cutting even all the way around. And this thing's not that bad actually, but it did have leaking valves. So yeah, this is the only kit to buy. Don't ever buy one of these ones off Amazon. They're terrible. They weren't expensive, but they're absolutely junk. I gotta send this back actually. Yeah, don't ever buy those. Buy the New Way one. I think it cost me about $400 something. So yeah, and I'm just cut the seats now. And now I'm going to lap the valves. And then we'll put it back onto my plate that I showed the other day. And we'll see how it stands up to the pressure vac test again. Or I mean, leak down test again. Pressure vac I do on 2 strokes on saws and kart engines. But yeah, you got to do leak down tests on 4 strokes. So I'll be back when we're going to lap the valves. I'll show you how we do that. This is how I lap them. I put the valve stem in my drill, some lapping compound on there, then I go like so. You can use the old stick type if you want, but it takes forever and it's very hard to do compared to this. This has worked good for me, and other guys do this as well. So that works good. So what you want to look for at the end, I use the finest paste I can get, and I even got some finer paste coming from a machine shop in the US right now. So on these here, you want to make sure, I've already done the intake valve. You just want to look for a nice gray line around there where you've lapped it in. It should be even all the way around. The same with the seat. The seat should be perfect because I've already cut that. Just barely touched it though. You don't need to do them a lot, okay? And after you do this, make sure you clean the head super good, man. You don't want any of this grinding compound left in there. Obviously, it's grinding compound. It's going to grind some mess, right? Another thing you need to do is when you take off your old head gaskets, you know, the tech for Briggs 206 is pretty heavy, right? A lot of rules with your combustion chamber volume, the height of the combustion chamber, the valve sizes, okay, and the gasket surface. It should be look as a machine surface from the factory. I use a plastic screwdriver and I just scrape it real decent until you get all that gasket material off it, okay? You still end up with a little bit of this black stuff, but that's no big deal. So I do that on the head and the block as well. You get some material left on there, right? So if you use something metal, you're going to scrape it, you're going to score up the aluminum, and it's going to look like you machined it. So you'll get thrown out at a big race if you get teched on something like this. We never have time to do a lot of tech, but you know, there's definitely areas in the head a guy can improve the performance of your motor a lot. But come on, man, we're all supposed to race even and have fun, and it should be equal, okay? So that's how I grind the valves. Now I'm just going to finish them off, clean all this up. Then I'm going to assemble it onto my plate here. Then I'm going to do my leak down test, and then we'll see where we're at this time after I've done this. You know, it was about 55% leakage when I first did it. So let's see what it comes up to now. So we'll be back again. Okay, this is me putting the valves back on the springs, new springs. Your top keeper and your little keepers here. Just watch you don't lose those, eh? So this tool I made works awesome. It's so fast and easy to use. So you basically put that on there, you push down on it, put your keepers in there. Okay, one on one side, one on the other. Okay, get them down in there. There you go, that quick. That other one thing that I had that screws on, you got to mess around with. Crappy. This works perfect. Now you got both valves in. Good to go. Now I'll take it. Now I'm going to air test it on this plate here, okay? So give me a second and we're going to leak down test it now after it's together. So valves are in, plates on. So now I'm going to put my fitting in the spark plug hole and we're going to check it for leak down test now. Just remember, keep everything clean. I also put all the intake drivetrain into one piece, rocker's bolt, and push rod. I mark each bag so I keep everything matched, right? And got to keep it very, very clean. Okay, doing our leak down test. We got about 5% leak down. Let's give these valves a little tap. After you do the valves on these, a lot of times, you run it a bit, they'll seat in a little bit better. Yeah, no air coming out of the intake. Just a real slight little noise coming out of the exhaust. That's it. So that's all right, man. We'll put it back on the motor now, and we'll do it one more time on the motor and go from there. So we'll get it on the motor now, and I'll show you guys on that with new head gasket in it, and set the valve lash, and obviously new head gasket, set the valve lash, and put her back together. Hopefully she'll be up front a little bit more now. Alrighty, see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. Tired of seeing me yet? I'm not tired of seeing you, whoever you are out there. Okay, air leak down testers on the unit now, or the 206 Briggs, and let's pump some air into it and check her out here. Huh, no leakage. Tap the valves a little bit, just kind of make them seat in a little better. All right, that's a little bit there. Let's just hear. It's in the crankcase. Yeah, so okay, here we go. Our valves are tight. Our new head gasket's in. Now I'm gonna put the rockers on and the push rods and set the valve lash, and it'll be good to go. Yeah. So it definitely has a little bit of the ring leaks, you know, just a little percentage, which is about normal on these things when they've been run for about a year maybe or something, eh? So nothing to be worried about. Once it's warm, it might go away, right? This is a cold test, right? So yeah, there we go. We'll get the rockers on now and set the valve lash on it, and then put the rest of the stuff back on. But you don't need to watch that. We'll just put the rockers on, and I'll show you how to set the valve lash on it. Okay, I got the rockers on, the push rods in, still at top dead center on compression. So what you want to do is I like to use 2 and 2 thou clearance, just a standard setting I like. Sometimes maybe I'll try a couple different settings, but generally speaking, that's kind of normal. Some guys claim they run 0, but I don't. So what I do is you use a 5/8 wrench on your nut here, your rocker nut, and a 4mm Allen here, and that's your lock screw. So you hold the wrench, undo the lock screw, turn the rocker nut down till you got some, so it's kind of just, so you can just get the feeler gauge in it. It just has a bit of resistance to it, okay? It should just kind of drag there, right? Then hold the wrench and tighten up the lock nut on it, okay? The center nut. Give it a good one too. You don't want it coming loose. Also check out your rocker studs. I've had one from the factory that was actually loose on one of my motors. But yeah, here we go now. So we got a bit of resistance on the exhaust with the 2, okay? and the intake. Okay, it's good to go. Now I'll put the carburetor manifold back on. Go through the carburetor, set the float height and float drop, clean it all out as usual, and put the exhaust back on and tie wire the exhaust. You want to tie wire your bolts on the exhaust a certain way, and that way they don't come loose. If one wants to come loose, it actually will tighten the other one. It's just a trick way to do safety wiring on your exhaust bolts, and maybe I'll show you that one day. But for now, here we go. We got this head redone on this motor, and it should be a little bit more power, of course, than it was. It did have about 50% leakage. You heard it on the first video there that it was pretty heavy, right? So yeah. Anyways, there you go. Thumbs up for karting. Do your maintenance on your kart engines. Try to keep up on it. If you were going to try to do your own, just watch some videos like mine and other people's on YouTube or the internet. And yeah, buy some tools and do it yourself. DIY, right? DIY? Do it yourself. DIY, not DIY. Anyways, keep a saw on the wood, stick in the ice, rubber on the road, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you at the next races. Any questions, give me a shout. Or, yeah, bring your motor up. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, bye.